all off season.
Daniels in trouble. Brian Burns not fooled, and he's got the sack.
Oh, what a play. Trying to run a little turbo screen out to the outside, get the ball down here, and Giants defense was not going for it. Really good by Burns, just staying at home, knowing they need to tackle Daniels.
Again. Daniels, pressure in his face. Here comes that pass rush. He is wrapped up and sacked. They blow the play dead. So Brian Burns has his second sack of this first half.
Yeah, working on Connerly, the rookie. And Brian Burns says, thank you very much, right here at the top of the screen. Slaps the arms down and basically unabated to the quarterback at that point. Trying to get Burns over there on the side of the rookie. He's actually had a very good preseason, Connerly did, but it's a different look.
Prescott out of the gun with Williams. Dak back to throw, steps up. He is sacked from behind. It's Brian Burns, already his third of the season. And it's fourth down, back-to-back 3-and-outs to start the day for this New York defense.
Yeah, we've already talked a lot about this group. You'll see Burns on this far side, and it's just an effort play. He gets chipped by Ferguson. Great coverage downfield. Worth noting, last week
from the 30, Prescott trying to set up a screen. Back to Williams, and Burns blows him up. Brian Burns nails him for a loss of 2. Wow.
All right, we're talking, when you're having second-level problems and injuries, and we talked about Abdul Carter, well, this time it's Brian Burns who's playing off-the-ball linebacker. He's really a pass rusher, somebody that's made his name getting after the quarterback, but now he's playing that weak side linebacker, and we've now seen him sniff out and blow up 2 screens here in the third quarter.
Teammate of yours in Carolina when he broke in.
Great talent.
Giants bringing 5. Mahomes has a backwards pass. That ball is free. The ball is picked up by Okereke, and then Mahomes gets it.
And they need the 45 of the Giants. Herbert. Here's the pressure. Down he goes. Brian Burns. Big time sack. Losing 16. And back to the 30. Second sack by the Giants today.
They've had trouble with this all day. It's just the twist. Watch, outside he's going here and going here. They've had trouble with that combination rush.
Their own 15-yard line. They open up this one at the 16. Miller hitting the backfield. Brian Burns. What a start to the season for Burns.
Hurts in the pocket. Hurts under pressure. Down he goes. Brian Burns now has 6 sacks to lead the team.
Now you put Abdul Carter here, and then you got Brian Burns on the outside. Watch the move to the inside, gets away from Mailata. This is something that's been a concern with this offensive line with Phillies. Had some injuries, had some continuity issues, haven't really been able to work together throughout all camp because of those injuries. And it's
3 passes. 3rd and 7 here. Deep drop, pressure. Got him by the shirt tail. Sacks him. Brian Burns. 2 for him tonight.
They challenge the communication here. Burns ends up coming kind of off ball, where he's going to bring a pressure. You have Abdul Carter on the outside who goes to the inside, a little stunt there, and that's enough to affect the communication. Remember, the starting left guard, Landon Dickerson, not in tonight, so Brett Toth has to hold up there against some really good pass rushers, and unable to do it that time against Burns.
This drive began back at the 6. Oh, Knicks hit by Burns. Put down on the play. Brian Burns losing 8. Sack right there. He's number 3 in sacks in the NFL. His 8th of the season. The loss back to the 25.
Well, Nix likes moving around in the pocket. This is a called bootleg to get out into space. He tries getting to his second read. The backside drag of Sutton coming across. He sees it at the last minute that it's going to get intercepted if he throws it, so he's smart to tuck it. But Burns is right.
20 with the second and 14, and they need the 34 for the first. Miners a block. There they come and got him. Back at the 14-yard line. Brian Burns, his second sack today. 9 for the season. He goes at quarterbacks. Now he's got 4 sacks in less than 2 full games. 2 against the Eagles, 2 in the first half here in Denver.
Well, it's the stunt that Sean Payton talked to us about. He said, listen, they're having a lot of success rushing 4 and just with the TE stunt where the tackle goes to the outside.
Waiting.
Is McGlinchey back in at right tackle? Yes, he is.
From the 32, it's out to Dobbins. They'll try to dance, and down he goes. Tackle made by Burns.
In New Jersey 2 weeks ago, Eagles trying to return the favor. Here is a play fake. Pressure on Hurts. He's in trouble way back there. Hurts is going to be dropped for a monster loss. Brian Burns has his 3rd straight game with 2 sacks. That was relentless from the Giants.
It's decent pass protection to start, but it's just a relentless effort by this Giants defensive line. They're trying to cage rush him. They end up getting Nubin to come in there to kind of flash, and then Burns.
In bounds, you need to get a chunky yardage so you can spike it.
1st and 10, here they come. Burns the hit, fluttering ball intercepted. Picked off Carter, the rookie from Penn State, at the 25 of San Francisco.
Well, it's going to be Burns on McKivitz. They're calling it a fumble. It goes up in the air.
I think his arm was moving. I think
yeah,
that's
but
a
it never
pass.
hits the ground. It never hits the ground.
So out of the 2-minute warning, Williams with a deep drop will toss it back to Swift. Brian Burns tackles him for a loss of 2. A lot of talk about these Giants pass rushers. Yeah, getting pressure, but
Love looking deep. Pockets collapsing. He got tripped up and touchdown. Clock will move. 25 seconds and counting. Maybe the Giants use their timeout here. Looked like Brian Burns got a piece of the leg of Love.
Yeah, and he's lucky he did, because it was a man-match coverage, so you had all the DBs chasing their receivers down the field, and really a huge run lane here. If Jordan Love is able to step out of this.
Love on the rollout, and he's going to slide down, so New York's going to use that final timeout. About 16 seconds.
26. 3rd down and 1. Hand off to Stevenson. Well played by the Giants. Gang tackled, and it's Burns who ends up making the stop. A loss of 4.
They're down at 12 as Mariota is spun around, taken down, ball comes loose. Brian Burns has it, and he's tackled by Deebo Samuel. Big play by the Giants defense.
So Mariota looked like he's taking the sack, and I'm trying to figure out if he was going to try and throw the football or what. So he knows he's going down.
Dane Belton.
Oh, he just fumbled it. That is a fumble.
Dane Belton along with Abdul Carter, and then Burns with the recovery.
Burns, Johnny on the spot, gets the recovery.
2nd and 10. Fake to Scott. And McCarthy is down at the 25-yard line. Brian Burns makes the loss there, losing to those Super Bowls. Bam! 4, Burns knocks the ball free, and the Giants are going to score on defense. Tyler Nubin takes it in for a touchdown following the sack of the forced fumble by Burns.
By far their best player on defense, Brian Burns, showing up again for this Giants defense. Huge play by the Giants, huge play by Burns. Nubin scooping and scoring. You see the excitement of that defense. Just take a look at Brian Burns going unblocked. They're trying to run a screen to Justin Jefferson. There is no way that you should hold on to the
Smith and lock it to Las Vegas. 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders. Forsythe the block, here they come. And at the top of the pile was Burns. Others were there. They bring him down, 24-yard line, and they lose 2 on the play. We just mentioned he's the most sacked individual quarterback in the NFL.
Well, you did bring that up, and watch how the pocket collapses, but keep your eyes upfield as well. There's nobody open. There's coverage all over it, and so as he's stepping
back remains Zamir White. It's 3rd down and 8 for Geno Smith. DJ Glaze up. Here comes Burns, and there's a sack. He's got 1.5 today. Comes through, losing 13 yards. The Raider quarterback who collapses back at the 26. Burns putting on quite a display, and he ties Jason Pierre-Paul with 16.5 sacks in a season.
Burns is going to be lined up off the ball over to the other side, and watch how he twists around, and he gets right up the middle untouched. As a quarterback,
what we learned from Coach Schottenheimer, everybody knows about that rare arm talent that he has.